American football in Finland.
The voice in your ears right now is Perfect Purvis, and this is American football in Finland. First-time listeners, welcome to the show. I hope you guys enjoy brutally honest football analysis and opinions, because I'm all out of bullshit. Returning followers and AFF faithful, you know what it is. TIF. I'm here with defensive back Curtis Top Shelf Slater of the Helsinki Roosters. Top Shelf, welcome to the show.
We'll take it what it is, world.
Always good to have you on, Curtis. Man, let's talk about the Maple Bowl. This will be your, third Maple Bowl in a row?
Yes, sir. What
is the difference in this Maple Bowl between the ones that you've played before? What's the difference in the atmosphere and the feeling going into this game?
I think it's gonna be a great environment, especially knowing what team we got. It's gonna be a good competition, better than the league has been, I guess, for previous years. Especially since this season, it hasn't been that great. But the best team show up, right? So we're hoping that they're going to come out. We know they're coming ready to fight. We know they got some playmakers, some big impact guys. We're just going to make sure we do a good job of holding them down, making sure they're not getting too much from us and letting our offense take care of business.
Speaking of the Steelers playmakers, I'm going to name them out for you. They got quarterback Seth Peters.
We ready
for him. They got receiver Charles Ward.
We ready for him.
Another receiver, Tino Ndungo.
We ready for him.
Another receiver, Johannes Johanen.
We ready for him.
And then also, you got to watch out for the running back group where it could be Charles Ward.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Justin Bell.
True.
Or it could be Donovan Hayden. Or they could bring in the fullback, Ville Linston.
Mm-hmm.
They got options over there with the Steelers. We know they got options. So with all these options, I want to ask you, Mr. Top Shelf, in this game, what would give you more joy? What would give you more joy? Would you get more joy out of intercepting Seth Peters, denying Charles Ward, Tino Ndungo, Johannes Johanen, or would you get more pleasure from tackling Justin Bell, Donovan Hayden, or even Ville Linston, stopping them in his tracks? Which one of these scenarios will give you the most pleasure in this game?
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. All of those sound pretty attractive to me. But just to be real, I think what would attract me most is if he actually attacks me. Because especially a lot of guys.
You say he, you mean Seth Peters.
Yeah, Seth Peters. If all of them try to run route, they best routes on me, try to run, break me down, get a one-on-one, get outside, and just try to get some work. You know what I'm saying? The thing with me is I want to go at their best players, and I want their best players to come at me and just A1 the whole game so we can give the fans something to watch. You know, as athletes, it's compete, win your one-on-one battle. I wouldn't say I have too many one-on-one battles, but I think if he targets the area I'm in, then it's going to be a good show because you got both sides of the ball playmakers that can make plays. Like you said, they got different options they can go with. Half the time they got two of their best receivers on the same side, and I'm hoping that if I'm on that side that they're on, Seth Peters is going to try to check down, look away. He's like, hey, these are my playmakers, and this is where I'm going. Just have that confidence to do that because that I feel like that above all is what makes great players.
So you want the best of the best in this
yes,
match,
sir.
Okay? The best of the best.
We want to get this work. I don't want to be like these other teams where they go away from me, to run the ball away, throw the ball away, and I don't get no tackles, no picks.
Gotta get chance. Just want a chance.
Yeah.
Curtis Slater just want a chance. I've said it on this podcast every time I've talked to you. I don't know why anybody throws it your way. I would never throw it your way. I would look you in the eyes and throw the ball out of bounds and be like, yeah, go get that. But you probably would still go get it, but I wouldn't give you a pass in between the lines. That's just me. Back to the game. Okay. Roosters, you guys are the favorites in this game. That's no doubt. You've beaten this team twice by 3 touchdowns each time. It's always been somewhat close early. I could get into the analytics and opinion analysis and tell you some situations where they actually were in the game with you guys, but that's neither here nor there. You won the games you played against them. In this game, you know they're going to give you their best shot. What is this defense looking to prove early in this game? What are you guys going to try to set the tone with against this team to let them know that their best shot is not going to be as good as your best shot?
I think just being dominant, making sure that everybody knows the keys, knows the weakness and strengths of our defense and what we're going to be running, how we're going to be running it, where we're going to be covering, and different stuff like that. We're just going to come to play. That's all. That's the best way I can put it, just to be plain and simple. We're going to come to play, making sure that, like you said, the past 2 times that we have met this team, it's been really good starts, especially within the first half. They've been able to make plays. They've been able to move the ball, score touchdowns, and make us realize, like, hey, we need to step our game up another level. I believe we've been doing that for these past 2 weekends in practice, especially going against the number 1 offense. We kind of get a little gritty sometimes with the offense because, especially on D, I tell them to say, hey, they our boys and stuff. We're on the same team, but, hey, when we come to practice, we got to go up against the number 1 offense to make sure if there's anybody else coming at us, we're going to be ready for everything. And I think that's the biggest thing with me, and I try to help the team just understand, like, hey, give it our all, make sure that we all communicating, and then business will take care of itself, especially if we're putting in the work that we're supposed to be.
All right, Curtis Slater, appreciate you coming on the AFF podcast, man. Tell us a little bit about how you guys preparing for this game. Good luck to you. Good luck to the Helsinki Roosters. Good luck to the Kuopio Steelers this weekend. Hope it's a good one. We'll be out there watching, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, boy. Anytime.
All right. I'm talking to Nico Kwitka. Did I say it right? Damn it. I feel like I said it.
Okay. That's right.
All right. From the Helsinki Roosters, who plays safety. Welcome to the show, Nico.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
First things first, are you a safety or a linebacker originally? I just need to know, man.
Originally, I'm a linebacker.
But you're so fast, they got you playing safety.
Yeah, we had some injuries. I actually played first season as a safety in 2015 when we had some injuries at safety position, so they had to move me. And then I played a little linebacker 2016, and now I'm back at safety.
All right. So talking about the Maple League game you guys got coming up, the Maple Bowl. I keep saying Maple League. The Maple Bowl game, you guys are going to be playing against the Steelers. You've played them twice, beat them convincingly both times. But going into this game, what are you expecting their offense to kind of throw at you? They're going to try to pull out all the stops. What do you expect them to try to accomplish against you guys in this game?
I really think they want to run much, have a good established running game against us, so it makes them easier, gives more room to throw. But I think they're just going to do what they've been doing, throwing that RPO, fast hitches, like fast throws, 5 yards gains. I think that's what they want to do, and that's how they want to start the game.
What about the Roosters defense? What do you guys want to get accomplished against them? What do you think is going to be your bread and butter to stop their offense?
Well, we've got to be disciplined. That's where it all starts. Everybody got to be disciplined with their own jobs. We got to have a great pass rush to keep QB in the pocket. Don't let him scramble. And as a DBs, we just need to be consistent. They can throw those 3-yard hitches, 5-yard hitches. They won't win the game with those. So if we just stop them, what they want to do, we'll be all good.
Nico, with you playing safety, you obviously have to help in the run game and also in the pass game. Against the Steelers in this one, what specifically do you think you're going to be able to bring to the team to help them stop their offense from being successful?
Well, I play a weak side safety, so they want to run a lot of RPO plays when they hand off the ball. They want to run into the weak side. So I want to be there, want to be help, and give them as little room as possible to throw or to run the ball. So that's where I come in as a safety on the weak side.
So this game, it's a big game in terms of the Maple League. It's the Maple Bowl game. Obviously, the Roosters are going for their 7th title as an organization. But as a player and even with the coaches on the team, you guys see it as it's just one more game that you have to win. What does it mean? What kind of feeling do you have going up to this game? Like, how do you feel about this game going into it?
Well, I'm excited, of course. It's a Maple Bowl. It's the biggest game of the season. So, of course, I'm excited. But it's always different. Every final is different. Every game is a different game. So it's still hard. I think early in the week, it will be kind of calm. But everybody will get a little bit anxious, a little bit excited. And I hope we get the rust off pretty early at the game. So everybody just flows and plays how they've used to play, because every time there's a big play, there's also a possibility that you're froze, but I don't think that's the case with our team.
Well, thank you, Nico Quica, for answering a couple of questions. We're glad you could come on the AFF podcast today. Good luck to the Roosters this weekend. Good luck to you. Hope you have a great game.
Thank you, sir.
If you like the AFF podcast, be sure to check out my website, perfectpurpose.com, for more football. I have new articles published daily about football in Suomi, interview articles on import players from around the globe, and I dabble in the interest topics about different aspects of American football on the international level. If you want more football, go to perfectpurpose.com and follow me as I observe football around the world. Okay, I'm here with wide receiver Adam Canet of the Helsinki Roosters. Welcome to the show, Adam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Perfect.
Let's just get right into it, dude. You're playing in your first, I don't even know how to describe it. What is it? Your first European International Championship game, the Maple Bowl. You're playing for the Super Bowl of Finland, pretty much. How do you feel about that? Like, what's your thought process? How do you feel about going into this huge game? Like, it's life-changing.
I mean, it is life-changing. I mean, it's cool to be in this sort of championship game. I've heard about all the people that show up, all the other players from the other teams want to watch this game, and well, I mean, obviously they want to play in this game. So to play in this game right now, it's so awesome. I can't wait for the game to come up.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique experience. I hope you enjoy all of it, man. For some people, it's once in a lifetime. For most Rooster players, it happens a couple times. But getting into the actual game coming up, you guys are playing against the Kuopio Steelers. Their defense is not the most fearsome defense in the league, but they have been able to do some things well this season. You haven't played them twice. You obviously have been watching film and you watching more as you prepare for this game. What do you see in their defense that you guys are going to be able to exploit more often than not?
I mean, I think it's definitely the pass game. Our offense is just, we have too many weapons with our pass game, and then that'll just open up the room more for our run game. But mostly our receivers. I mean, you got me, you got Kimmy, you got Alka, you got Tommy, or if we want to switch it in, we can put in Miro. So we've got guys everywhere, and you can't cover all of us. If you do that, you'd have to double cover each one of us, and then we'll just run it. So I think our pass game is obviously the best part of our game. I mean, you got Brandon at quarterback. He's the best quarterback there is in the Maple League, obviously. So he's been getting the ball to us every single game. So I'd expect the same here, and just torch him with the pass.
Speaking of the Canet connection that you two have, you scored 17 touchdowns in the regular season, leading up into the playoffs. You guys are definitely on the same page. Like you said, there's a lot of weapons for the Roosters offense. In this game, if you were to, predict what would happen, about how many touchdowns do you think the Canet connection could give us, man? I mean, if you were to just Throw out a random number like, yeah, we'd like to, do this much.
I mean, I'd say 2. I'd say I've been averaging 2 from the connection, if you will, for a couple of the games. So I think 2 would be a reasonable number.
Let me hit you with another question. Who's faster, you or Brandon?
Oh, shoot. I don't know if I want to answer this one. Definitely him. I'm more of lateral speed. I'm not straightforward speed.
That's crazy because you got a lot of deep pass touchdowns this year as well.
Yeah.
You can get behind defenders, and if your brother is faster than you are and he's the quarterback, I'm glad I'm not the Steelers. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say we could easily put Brandon at receiver, and he'd do just as good, if not better.
Wow, that's impressive.
He's got hands, too.
And he can catch.
Yeah, he does some receiver reps in practice when we're a little low on guys. It's fun to watch.
Well, then, can you throw?
I can. In college, I threw 3 touchdowns. Unfortunately, my one throw in the Maple League was intercepted. But it was kind of it was like a sweep, and I just threw it blindly. I just wanted to throw it to Brandon. But I can throw, yeah.
Well, see, multi-talented. We knew the Connet brothers were. But back to talking about you also play returner for the Roosters. And one thing if I was to name a few things the Roosters haven't done this year, it's kick a lot of field. I don't think that you've attempted one actual field goal in the game, but also return a touchdown as a return play. Is that something you would love to do in the championship game, man?
That would be awesome to do. We've got Curtis back there right now, and I think Marcus will be back there too, probably. They're both great returners too. I mean, if you've watched, Curtis has gotten pretty close a couple times to return him to the house. Just need to get those 1 or 2 extra blocks, and we're good. Last
question, then I'll let you get out of here, man. Getting ready for this game, you guys, obviously it's a big game, but the Roosters are known to be business-like and take care of business as you get ready. What do you think your team is going to do successfully in this game? Like, what is going to be the staple? Like, when we leave this Maple League game and we say, well, this is what the Roosters did, what do you think your team is going to try to get people to understand that you do?
I think it might be just that when you leave that game, you're going to say, well, the Roosters were better in every phase of the game. If it's special teams, offense, defense, we're going to win the turnover margin, probably going to win the field position battle. So, I mean, whenever you walk away from the game, you're going to just think the Roosters were obviously the better team in every phase of the game.
Wow, that's impressive. Thank you, Adam Connet, for coming on the podcast today, man. Good luck to you guys this weekend. Good luck to the Roosters. Hope you have a hell of a game, and we'll see you out there.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I'm here with Okko Oitonen, a.k.a. Loco Oko, from the Helsinki Roosters, defensive lineman. Okko, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's more about how are you doing? You guys got a big game coming up this weekend, going for the 7th title for the Roosters, trying to complete an undefeated season. How do you feel about this matchup, man?
Well, I think it's the best matchup we can get this year out of Maple League, really. So I'm pretty fresh, which is pretty weird because it's 16 games down right now for the season. But I know this is going to be one of the most important games. Of course, we had also the European Championships and Vienna Vikings game, but this is going to be definitely one of the most important games. So I'm looking forward to it and just wanna be the best that I can be on the field.
Definitely, man. You guys are playing against the Kuopio Steelers offense, their offense is very versatile offense. You got Seth Peters at quarterback. He can move. He's mobile. He's made a lot of people miss. And then he has a lot of weapons to get to. But talking to you about the up front situation, how do you feel going against that offensive line and trying to track down Seth Peters? What kind of problems could he give you if there were any?
I kind of like how their offensive line works as a unit. They block very, very well together. But like more that the main thing that causes issues is their RPOs. That a lot of times the blocking scheme is that they just show you kind of a drive run block, but then it can't be a pass, it can't be a run. You kind of never know, so you gotta react a lot after you've read the block, which is normally in a game you just read if there's a pass block or not, and then you just rush or then you play the run. But against these RPO teams, it's not that easy, so that kind of makes it a little bit tricky. But this is football, so you react to what you see and what you feel, and then you just ball out.
So with you guys' like defensive line front, I've been told, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I've been told that you got a lot of guys who are able to rotate in and out. You've gained a lot of experience this season. How has that helped you? Kind of like you said earlier, how's that helped you stay fresh this year, being able to rely on some of the younger guys or less experienced guys to help you out during the season?
Well, it helps a lot, but there's also been a lot of games when we've had guys sitting out for whatever reasons. Some people being hurt, some people had all kinds of different stuff going on, and so I don't think we've had many games where every single defensive line player has been there. But of course, at least having a couple of guys that you can trust on put in a rotation, that's especially offense like Steelers have, like such a high tempo, and you gotta be fresh, otherwise they're just gonna run all over you. So it helps a lot, but also in a game that's going to be tight and close, like I'm expecting the final to be, you also need to be in very good condition. You cannot rely on the rotation. Okay. You gotta hustle, and you gotta work until the whistle blows.
That makes sense, man. What about the fun parts of the games? Okay, this is the Maple Bowl. This means this is when everyone's going to be watching. You're playing in the SunEra Stadium. If you get a sack or a tackle for a loss in this game, what kind of celebration are you going to give us, man? We want a celebration.
I haven't thought about that at all.
Ooh. Oh, now's the time, right? Now that I'm talking to you, before the game, you need to have a celebration ready for this game because we know Loco Oko is going to do something. So we need you to have a celebration. I mean, if you do it, if you can, I know you can't be premeditated, but if you do a celebration, if you point to the stands, then I'll know that you remembered me when you were doing it.
Yeah.
Just do something and then point to the stands so Perfect Purpose and AFF podcast know that you were thinking of us.
Yeah, of course. I'll do that. Maybe I'm just being too much focusing on the actual game that I haven't thought of that. But now that you said it, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I got to put it in your mind, man. This is y'all's time to shine. Well, that's all the questions I got for you, Oko. Appreciate you coming on the podcast today, answering a couple questions. Always great to catch up with you, man. Good luck to you guys this weekend. Hope you and the Roosters play to your best potential, and I hope you have a great game.
Thanks, man. Hope you enjoyed the game.
All right, I'm here with defensive back Marcus Persson, a.k.a. Severge Island. I know Severge is not how you say it in Swedish, but that's how I pronounce it. Welcome to the show, Marcus.
Hey, thank you very much. And that pronunciation, it's spot on. We can work with that.
I think is how do you say it? Is it Severge or
Sverige?
Sverige.
Yep.
Sverige Island. Sverige Island. That's what I'm trying to say.
I like that.
All you know is when you go over there, it's an island. So let's just get right into the questions, man. You guys are playing against the Kuopio Steelers in the Maple Bowl this upcoming weekend. Obviously, they're going to try some new things. They're going to have to do something to close the gap between what happened the last two times your teams played. So what are a couple things you think that the Steelers might try to do against you guys this weekend?
Ooh, I think they're going to bring up everything they have in their playbook. I think they're going to come out hard and try to hit us on the mouth. That's what I think they're going to try. So we are preparing right now for that, and it's going to be a good game for sure. I think they're going to come out and just they're going to try and make a statement that they're here to play.
before I ask my next question, I'm gonna have a pre-question to my real question because I need to get this information before I say something stupid. Do you guys play more of a zone or a man scheme in the secondary against most teams, especially a team like the Steelers that passes a lot?
We actually do change it a lot depending on who we face. Because the good thing about our defensive back squad is that all of us are very good in man coverage. We have Vilio, young cornerback. I would say he's a top cornerback in this league. He's a shutdown corner, and both him and we both love playing in man. And we got Axel Olin, and we got Top Shelf, we got Nico. All of these guys, they can man up and play man on man, and sometimes we have to play zone, and we're gonna play zone.
So y'all just mix it up. That's good. That's good for my next question.
We mix it up for sure.
Okay, so my next question is, how do you feel going up against these receivers from Kuopio in a man-to-man situation? Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot here. When you're guarding Charles Ward or Tino Ndongo or Johannes Jahalainen, what is your feeling when you're playing against them in man? Do you feel comfortable playing against any of these guys, or is there a specific receiver that you either want to play or prefer to play against?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Controversy.
I like that. Now, I think that we are not afraid to go up against any of them at all, but we have to show respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. We're very respectful. We study the receivers for sure, and like to see what is their tell when they run their routes. But I'm all in to going on Charles Ward. That's my opinion. He is a big physical receiver. I'm a big physical cornerback, so I for sure want to go against him, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some of that matchup.
All right, man. I'm not gonna ask another question then, because you said everything everybody needs to hear. You can go against Charles Ward. That's all that needs to be done. You're an import. You obviously coming from Sweden. You're not a Roosters, but you play for the Karlstad Crusaders. So
yes.
you understand what's it's like to be, the epitome of teams in your league. You're coming over to the Roosters, who are pretty much the equivalent of the Crusaders, but here in Finland. They're going for their 7th championship. What is the feeling in the locker room? Like, how are guys preparing for this game? Has it set in, or is it just another game, this Maple Bowl? How do you feel about the atmosphere of your teammates?
I think it's a very professional atmosphere. It's like going to work. Like we know what we're supposed to do right before the game starts. We know our job. We know how to execute it. So if everyone does their job, it's going to come out in a great turnout, and usually we win those kind of games. And that's the thing here in Roosters, and it was the same in Karlstad Crusaders, is that we don't measure ourselves against anyone. We measure ourselves towards ourselves. And that's the whole point. We play against ourselves, right? We just try to be the best that we can be.
You give some of the best answers. It makes me so mad, man. You're a damn good talker in English of all languages, man. You're saying all the right things. So the last question I want to ask you, and this is kind of a weird question to ask, but it came to my mind.
Yeah.
The secondary group for the Roosters, in my opinion, best secondary group in Europe. Yeah, I said it, if anybody outside of Finland is listening. Yeah, best secondary group in Europe. You guys easily have 6 guys. You have your starting 4, and then you have young Viljo and William Davis and and Axel Olin. You got 7 guys. All of you guys are national team guys for various countries.
Yeah. And
any of y'all would be starting on any team in the Maple League or in a lot of teams across Europe. Is there a certain, does your group have a nickname or something? Do y'all have like there's a lot of handshakes or something? Like, what do you guys do?
We got our own personal handshake with Mr. Top Shelf.
Okay, so there's a different handshake for everybody with Top Shelf. Will we be seeing these handshakes in this Maple Bowl?
Oh, we for sure are gonna see them in the pregame and right before kickoff. We actually have a few videos on Top Shelf's phone, so I'm sure he's gonna treat you guys with some shares on that. But keep an eye out on the handshakes for sure.
Well, damn, we have to see that. We got to see the DB's handshakes for the Helsinki Roosters. Marcus Persson, thanks for coming on the show. Quick interview. Really appreciate it. Good luck to you and the Roosters this weekend.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you.
American football in Finland.